Hello. Dear friends, I am Hossein Urustai with 30 years of experience in kitchen and closet renovation and construction and overall interior decoration. Dear friends, I wanted to tell you that we really need to be careful when arranging our cabinets. As you know, it's possible to order cabinets in any size and get any dimensions we want, arrange them in the kitchen and use them. But this is not logical at all because we need to follow certain principles. Cabinets in all European and even American countries, since our system is actually European, because if you pay attention, all our stoves, appliances, and kitchen systems are European sized, not American sized. We'll continue that discussion later. What I wanted to point out is that in industrial countries like Germany, Italy, and similar places, cabinets are pre-cut. It's not like here where you design a size yourself, then have a workshop build it, then go and install it, and that's it. You go to big stores and say, I want this size and this number of cabinets. Now, the sizes are an issue. They have size C, which means a width of 30 centimeters, widths of 45, 50, 60, 90, and 100 and 110 are also for the corner, which I haven't drawn on this plan. But for the corner cabinet, the 60 centimeter section is fixed and doesn't have a door. It goes into the L-shaped part, and the door that opens is left with 50 centimeters. It's usually very hard to reach the back there, as you know, but with new accessories, they make it more usable. If you want to make cabinets in different sizes, the kitchen won't look beautiful at all. Whether it's a 35 centimeter door, or a 40, or a 50, or 33, or 56, the kitchen just won't look nice at all. The reason I'm telling you this and why you need to follow it is that you usually use units that are either 50, 45, 90, or 100 centimeters. In the kitchen, it might happen that at the end, you're left with a space that's about 30 centimeters. That's not a problem. We'll just have to put in a 30 centimeter cabinet, which is actually quite useful. You can use that cabinet for trays and pot lids. Of course, as long as it doesn't have any shelves inside. Another important point is that when you use a 45 centimeter cabinet, naturally you'll put a 45 centimeter door on it. If the next unit is 90 centimeters, that one will have two 45 centimeter doors. Now, you might use another 45 centimeter cabinet on the other side as well. This same pattern repeats and so on. Whether it's a tall cabinet, a pantry, or an upper or lower cabinet, this looks much more beautiful, and these lines are very pleasing to the eye. Most importantly, if you ever have a problem in your kitchen later, one especially with the doors under the sink, you can get two extra doors of the same size right from the start. So you'll have them in this size. This makes things much easier for you, and you won't need to go measure and worry about whether it'll be too small or too big. When it's standard, you already know. He says, my unit is 90. The manufacturer knows that they need to give you two doors, each 44 centimeters and 7 millimeters, so that it fits there. This point was very important. The next point is that in our kitchen spaces, we use European-sized stoves. We use European-sized appliances, but not the refrigerator. Most people now have side-by-side refrigerators, which are the American system, because it has more space, a water dispenser, an ice maker, and other features. Of course, Europeans have these too, but for now, the more common brands have become trendy in Iran and everyone is using them. Unfortunately, when it comes to the height of our cabinets, all my colleagues set the lower cabinet height at 90 centimeters. That means when it's finished, sometimes it even reaches 95 centimeters. Look, considering the height of our people, I mean, I'm mostly referring to women here. The height of the cabinet shouldn't be more than 86 centimeters because the Iranian woman who is working in the kitchen, her height is usually around 150 to 155 centimeters. It's quite rare for it to be more than that. So when a woman of this height, which is about 80% of Iranian women, comes into the kitchen and wants to work on the countertop, she inevitably finds that she has to bend her arms because the countertop is much higher than the standard. And this is tiring. Plus, the countertop is really close to her face. This is a big issue for an Iranian woman. And as for the height of the stove, you see here, the standard height is 86 centimeters. You've probably noticed that most stoves, especially the freestanding or built-in ones, when placed in their spot, are much lower than the cabinets. And when you put a pot on the side burners, the flame is directed toward the sides of the stove and burns them. So we really need to promote this as part of our culture in our country. The finished height of the cabinet should be 86 centimeters, measured from the finished floor so that our kitchen appliances are both practical and up to standard, and so that the lady of the house can work comfortably. And the next issue, this mistake, is that when the cabinet ends up being 90 or 95 centimeters high, unfortunately, they set the distance between the lower and upper cabinets to 60 centimeters. This is absolutely wrong. Look, the distance between the two cabinets should not be more than 50 to 55 centimeters. Otherwise, the lady simply won't be able to reach the upper cabinet at all. On the wall cabinet, you really need to pay attention to this. That means the lower cabinet should be 86 centimeters, then a 50 centimeter gap, and then the wall unit should be installed. This is the best installation method, but unfortunately, 99% of the time in our country, this mistake is made. And now it's become trendy to add another unit on top of the upper cabinet, which is already higher than usual with even more depth, just to make the kitchen look stylish, but you'll never be able to reach up there. Based on this, our tiling also ends up being done incorrectly. Why? Because when you go to do the tiling, you don't know what height to use. For decorative tiling projects, you should first meticulously install the cabinets, and then subsequently you would typically advise the homeowner to come and have their chosen tiles professionally put up. Then we come and install the countertop, or some people who are definitely making a mistake say, we'll put the countertop first. You come and do the tiling, lay your tiles on top of our countertop, and then we'll install the ceiling strip and things like that. Look, the problem with this approach is that when they lay their tiles or ceramics on top of our countertop, well, our countertop might get damaged, or the PVC countertops, as you saw, might crack. Of course, the countertops that are next to the stove, the PVC ones, might crack, and you might want to replace them. The countertop, so how are you supposed to pull the countertop out from under the ceramic tiles? It's just not possible. If you try to pull it out, the tile might be loose and fall down, and there's no way you'll be able to slide the new countertop back under there again. It's just impossible. You'll run into a lot of trouble. Then you'll be forced to cut the countertop smaller and deal with all these unnecessary hassles. The best height for cabinets is 70, but since it's been trendy for many years, people go with a height of 90, which also looks nicer. There's no problem. We'll go with 90, but make sure you don't leave a non-standard gap for the cabinet. Thank you for your attention. Until the next session, goodbye.